Welcome back to another episode of Just a Bit Offside. I'm Fish.
Hey, Doc.
It's week 14 prediction show. We're going to dive right in, give you our picks. Going into this week, you actually had a little bit of a comeback in week 13. So I am up 8 points.
A one-game comeback.
It's still a comeback.
I'm the Packers, baby.
You're in for it.
Yeah.
So I have an 8-point lead now going into week 14 with our predictions. Break down these matchups and stick around at the end of the show. We will talk our fantasy football league, which is getting super tight. This is the last week of the regular season for fantasy, and then we go into playoffs. So I'm excited to talk about that. But first up, this Thursday, we got Raiders.
Yep.
We got Rams.
Yep.
Raiders are on a heater, 3-game win streak. The Rams, not so much. They are not going to be seeing the playoffs.
Nope.
Defense is horrible. They're starting a guy named John Wolford at quarterback.
3-9.
They're not so good. Really, the Rams D is about the best thing they have going for them. Akers is back too.
Yeah.
But I don't see how the Rams are going to win this game.
That's Raiders all the way.
I can't. After what Devontae Adams has done the last few weeks.
And Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, you're right.
Yeah.
He won that game in overtime for them 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I got to go with the Raiders. I can't take a flyer on this
All
one.
right, we're both there.
All right. That's Thursday Night Football. We should say the Raiders are a 6-point favorite on the road. So that should be telling you how good the defending Super Bowl champion Rams are this year. All right, next we are on to the 1 o'clock Sunday games. It's divisional. It's my number one, 11-1 Eagles.
All right.
On the road in New York, taking on the Giants, who just tied the Commanders. I'm sorry, but the Giants are overrated. I don't care what their record is. The Eagles are going to win this game.
I'm taking the Giants.
You're taking the Giants.
I'm taking the Giants just to mess with you. Only because it's, why? Come on. But the problem is, the Eagles are good on offense and defense.
Everything.
It's super annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that their rush D is going to stop Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Because they only allow 118 rushing yards a game. I prefer Saquon to get around 150 yards. But I'm still going to take Daniel Jones. He's on a bit of a...
He rushed really well for week 13.
He's up and down. I don't mind Daniel
he's
Jones.
all right.
I'm taking the Giants at home to cover.
I'm clearly taking the Eagles. And I don't think 7 points is going to do it. I think they're going to win by 14, 21.
Grayball's an awesome coach.
Yeah, great. He is. Shout out to tip of the cap to the Giants' new coach.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Next game. We're thinking this is another good game, divisional.
Yep.
Jets are in Buffalo.
This is very playoff implications. The Jets beat the Bills the last time they faced. The Bills did win last week. The Jets played really well the last 2 weeks. They went 1-1 the last 2 weeks. Mike White at quarterback, way better than Zach Wilson. Can the Jets repeat and beat the Bills twice this season? I don't think so. This one is in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Bills are a 9.5-point favorite. I think it'll be closer than that.
I think it will be close. I think so.
I think the Bills are going to win.
Yeah.
And the Bills are going to win that division, especially since Miami lost in week 13 to the 49ers. But Jets cover.
It's the Jets D.
Jets are going to cover.
The Jets D will stand up.
Yeah.
And I agree with that, but I'm going to take the Bills too.
I can't take the Jets.
Mostly because it's at home.
But I will say this, you can watch this prediction show. I bet you the Bills will win, but the Jets will cover. All right, next.
Browns are in Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Deshaun Watson's got to have a redeem game.
Yeah, he needs to redeem for a lot of things. But let me tell you this. It was affecting our fantasy team the worst. Him coming out of his 13-game suspension, playing the Houston Texans, who are the worst team in football, his former team, and just played like dog shit. I'm sorry, but the Browns were better with Jacoby Brissett. Deshaun Watson needs to get the rust off. There's no way I'm picking the Browns to take on the Bengals.
I can't do it either. I mean,
the Bengals just beat the Chiefs.
I can't do it. And
No way.
Since he's at home,
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like,
Bengals are a 6-point favorite. I'm taking the Bengals. We got to have some differences right now.
We're not. These matchups aren't that great. Next is Texans Cowboys. So let's just skip right past that.
Can we mention the spread?
Yeah.
The Cowboys are a 17-point favorite at home. 17-point spread is offensive.
It'll be higher by Sunday.
They just scored 54 against the Colts, went 33 unanswered in the second half to beat Jeff Saturday and the Colts and Matt Ryan. 17 is so offensive to the Houston Texans, but it's deservingly so.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are going to win by 20 plus.
I mean, the Texans have a chance, if Ezekiel, Pollard, CeeDee Lamb,
they all get into a car accident.
They all just decide to take the day off. They just want to rest everybody.
Oh,
and
man.
Micah Parsons just doesn't feel up for the game.
I don't know. 17 is just an insult to the Texans, but it's probably more accurate than not. So
Texans suck. The Texans have one win this year.
Who
did they beat?
They
must have been somebody.
I remember they tied the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Who did they beat?
I don't even know who they beat.
We got to look that up. We'll pop that up on the screen. B-Money will do that for us.
Yeah.
All right.
It's probably the Packers.
No, that's impossible. We can't even. There's no way I can even take a flyer on this one. So we both picked the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I hate betting for the Cowboys because I hate them because they're number 2 in the power rankings, right next to my Eagles.
Yeah.
They're playing really good, the Cowboys are, but I can't. If it was anybody else, I'd try, but not the Houston Texans.
All right, okay.
Lions, Vikings. This spread makes me tickled pink.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is really funny. The Vikings are on the road. The Vikings are 10-2, leading this division against division rival the Lions. The Lions are favored 2.5 points at home. Riddle me that one.
Lions are sneaky.
They're sneaky. They could put up a lot of points.
Yeah.
But really, 10-2 on the road against the Lions. What's the Lions' record? It's not 500.
I have not been impressed with the Vikings, mostly because they're my division.
Yeah.
The Lions are 5-7. They're second in the division.
But 5-7,
Yeah.
and the 10-2 Vikings are not favored.
Wow, the Vikings didn't have a solid game last night. The Jets should have pulled
The
it,
Jets could have won that game.
But the Jets defense stood up. I mean, I think the Lions are going to take it.
Okay, I'll take the Vikings.
Yes, I'm taking the Lions.
I'll take the Vikings.
Lions.
You're picking the favorite. I mean, Goff. Don't get me wrong.
I don't like Goff.
The Lions' offense is playing really well, but Brown 2 touchdowns last week. I don't blame you, but I don't see it. The Vikings are going to win that game.
Their defense isn't very good.
It's not very good. No,
anyways,
not very good.
So basically, Justin Jefferson's going to go off for 150 yards, basically.
Pretty much. 2 TDs. Yeah, he might throw one too.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Jags, Titans. Now, the Titans just got decimated by my favorite team in the world.
Yeah.
The Eagles, I did not expect that. I thought the Titans would have that a lot closer because of Derrick Henry, and the Titans' defense is very good. But Derrick Henry only put up 30 rushing yards against the Eagles. The Jags are a different story. And the Titans are at home. So you took a flyer on the Jags last time.
I'm not doing it this week.
Do you want to take a flyer on the Jags this time?
No.
No?
No, I'm going to do it.
You're going to take the Jags? Because I'll give you the Titans. I'll take the Jags.
No, I'm taking the Jags.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags.
Because you're down 8 points.
And then not
All right.
Not for long.
I will 1,000% take the Titans at home.
All right.
And don't get me wrong, Tannehill is not playing well.
Yeah.
But the Titans have a great defense, and Derrick Henry is an absolute beast, taking away the fact that he only rushed 30 yards against the Eagles, but the Eagles' defense, the rush defense, is crazy.
You never know. The Jags are like fitty-fitty, right?
They are up and down.
2 weeks ago, they won the game.
Yeah.
A 2-point conversion won the game.
True.
Last week, they shit the bed. This week, they're going to win.
They're good. They can play good. You never know.
It's good.
You never know.
Come on.
50-50.
Yeah.
All right, this next game I am actually really excited about because the Steelers are on a bit of a heater, and it's very possible, mathematically, didn't look like it earlier in the year, but Mike Tomlin might get a winning record. He's never had a losing record as the head coach of the Steelers, and they're on a bit of a heater.
Yeah.
The Steelers are actually a 2.5-point favorite at home against the Ravens. Now, the reason why that is because Lamar Jackson is out with a PCL sprain. They announced today it'll be a couple of weeks. He will not miss the season. It was just a sprain, not a tear. So Lamar Jackson will be back for the playoffs. you should, hopefully Tyler Huntley will play well enough to have the Ravens stay in the top of their division. But the Steelers are playing good.
Yeah.
So this is a very tough game to call.
I think the Steelers are winning this game.
Yeah.
And the Bengals will be going to first in the AFC North.
Ooh.
They beat the Browns.
Steelers upset the Ravens. Bengals beat the Browns. And the Bengals take over first place in that division.
And if Pittsburgh wins, they'll bounce the Browns into fourth.
Heading down to Browntown.
Pittsburgh goes 6-7.
All right,
That's
that'll
how
be
it's
interesting.
Yeah, that's how
I
it's
will. You know what? I'll take the Ravens just so we have a difference of opinion here. And Tyler Huntley looks pretty good when he came in for Lamar Jackson last week, and they ended up winning that game.
Yeah.
He rushed in a TD. If Tyler Huntley can pull it off, I'll take the Ravens on a bit of a flyer here, but it really is only a 2.5 point favorite for the Steelers.
Could be a lot of moving pieces going on here.
Now, 4:00 game. This could be the highest scoring game of the week.
Yeah.
And by that I mean just by one team.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are taking on the Broncos, who couldn't put up a touchdown to save their lives. Really, they put up 3 field goals. Russell Wilson is nothing going on. The Chiefs are in Denver to take on the Broncos and a 9-point favorite on the road.
Yeah.
I usually don't bet against the Chiefs anyway, but taking on the Broncos, there's no way I'm picking the Broncos in this game.
taking the Chiefs?
I gotta take the Chiefs.
I'm kind of.
Come on,
Like
the Broncos.
Is Russell Wilson playing?
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Oh, I'll take the Chiefs then. Okay. Chiefs.
I don't even think there's a point in dissecting this game.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah.
It'll be, I think 9 points is a gift, but the one thing the Broncos have going for them is they're the number 3 or 4 defense in the league. Third defense. So they're not, the Chiefs won't totally obliterate them, but it is still the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the problem is the Broncos can't put up any touchdowns.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs are going to win. We both take the Chiefs.
Gotcha.
All right.
Same with this one too. I mean, this one's going to be.
You know, the Panthers can be sneaky.
Yeah, I guess Sam Darnold starting. I guess.
Yeah,
Or
they
PJ
released. I don't know. I probably Sam Darnold.
Baker actually asked to be released.
Is that true?
It's true. He asked.
Baker Mayfield got released by the Panthers. He can't catch a break. I actually think Cleveland did him dirty with the whole Deshaun Watson thing because Baker Mayfield did not play horrible last season.
Yeah.
And the Browns actually made the playoffs. I think Baker, and he played injured.
Yeah.
He's getting a raw deal, and then he gets picked up as a starter for the Panthers. Now they're tanking. They release him. I hope a really good team, maybe the Falcons.
Well, it's all about where people are on the waiver wire right now, right?
Okay.
So that's why people are talking about, will the 49ers pick him up? But they're like 24th or 26th on the waiver wire. So they're way down. People are talking maybe the Rams will pick him up.
Okay.
Because the Rams need somebody. But yeah.
But if you're picking him off of waivers, though, I could also. It doesn't mean that he'll be with that team indefinitely.
No. It's just for this year.
And I could see a team like the Falcons, who.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
You like Mariota?
I don't like Mariota.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Anybody in Atlanta.
But I think Baker's a good player, and I think he got a raw deal in Cleveland. They really didn't even tell him what they were doing. They him over pretty good. I'm glad he asked for a release and didn't just get dropped.
I guess they're going with Sam Darnold as a starter. PJ Walker's going to be the backup. Someone who found out he was literally third string.
That's
asked
bullshit.
For a release. But the Panthers openly said, "You've been a great teammate. You've been great for everything. So we're going to give you the release. Hopefully, get him to sign on with another team."
All right.
So there you go. So yeah.
So Baker, unfortunately, not with the Panthers anymore. Seahawks. I actually think this is 3.5 point favorites at home, and after the way Geno Smith played against the Rams defense, I'm sticking with my boy Geno. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Me too.
All right.
Got it. This one's interesting.
This is very interesting only because of what Tom Brady did in Monday Night Football.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah. 49ers lost Jimmy Garoppolo in the first play of Week 13. And who's the backup? Purdy?
Purdy.
You sure do got a Purdy mouth.
What's his first name? Brock?
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
I just made a Deliverance reference there.
Yeah. It is Brock Purdy, right?
So, yeah, I think it's Brock Purdy. So, Purdy is stepping up. I really don't think that matters who's playing quarterback for the 49ers because the entire team is a monster. They picked up Christian McCaffrey at the trade deadline. Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, an insane defense, Bosa. 49ers are a monster. However, there is no Jimmy G, and the Bucs were going to lose that game against the Saints. And they, 5 minutes left, needed 2 touchdowns, and Brady said, all right, I'll do it. I don't care how old I am. I don't care how poorly I played this entire game.
Yeah.
Just played like dog and just was the GOAT. He came out 5 minutes, 2 touchdowns.
What Brady does.
And Brady pulled it off. So this game is very interesting. If Jimmy G was playing, I'd say maybe not so much. But with no Jimmy G, could the Bucs pull off this road win?
It's in San Fran, but I'm still taking the Bucs.
You're taking the Bucs?
I'm taking the Bucs. Taking the Bucs. Taking the Bucs.
I will 1,000% take the 49ers in this one.
I'm taking the
All
Bucs.
right.
I got a good feeling.
You gotta your balls are tingling.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football. I like this game. AFC matchup. The Dolphins, who just came off a very tough loss against the 49ers, we were just talking about, on the road again, but they are a 3-point favorite against the Chargers, who just lost a heartbreaker. Herbert got sacked 5 times. It wasn't a good game. So the Chargers are at home, but the Dolphins are favored. I think that's pretty fair. But the Dolphins just lost. Chargers aren't. What the Chargers did against the Chiefs a few weeks ago on a primetime game, if that team comes out to play, Dolphins could lose.
I think the Chargers like playing on Sunday night.
They do like it.
They like a Sunday night football.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker's coming to play.
Who's lighting it up for kickers this season.
I'm taking Chargers.
You're taking the Chargers at home?
Yeah.
All right, just to make things interesting in our picks, because we picked a lot of the same games, I'll take the favorites. I'll take the Dolphins on the road.
All right.
You're welcome, Pal Marino.
All right.
Monday Night Football, and there's a lot of teams on bye weeks. It's actually the last week for byes because playoffs are coming up. We have the bye weeks are Colts, Saints, Falcons, Bears, Commanders, Packers. Your Packers are not playing. So a lot of teams on byes. Monday Night Football, I don't know. Not a very exciting game.
This game's not interesting.
Kyle Murray is back.
Yeah.
Although the Patriots are a 1-point favorite on the road in Arizona. The Patriots have a slim chance of making a wild card. They are 6-6.
6-6, yeah.
So they're trying to get a playoff push. Arizona's not great. I get it, but I think Arizona at home, I don't know.
I'm kind of leaning towards Arizona.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really tight. Obviously, it's a
1-point game, man.
I think it's going to be tight for sure. You never know what you're going to get out of Arizona.
I just don't think it'll be an interesting game. That's the problem.
You never know. Kyler Murray will probably rush for like 80 or 90 yards. Probably running a TD. DeAndre Hopkins will have 110 yards and a couple TDs.
Yeah, the Pats have a better run defense than a pass defense. So they could easily just throw it. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm leaning towards Cardinals.
Cardinals?
Yeah,
all right. I'll take the Patriots on the road.
Okay.
That's Monday Night Football. Again, I have an 8-point lead in our season-long picks. We've got a bunch of different ones here, a bunch of teams on a bye. So you'll have to tune in next week for our Week 14 recap show as we see how these predictions played out. Which game are you looking forward to the most this week?
I think probably the Bucs 49ers.
I agree. I think that actually... I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wish it was kind of the Monday night game or the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
I think Dolphins Chargers will be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Eagles Giants is the most interesting 1:00 game because it's divisional.
Vikings Lions, I think, could be interesting.
That'll be interesting too.
Yeah.
So that is our recap show.
Bills, too.
That's also Jets Bills.
Jets beat the Bills last time they played.
That's a good game.
That's a good game too. So yeah.
Always a lot of fun. Playoff implications are coming up. It is the last week of the regular season for fantasy football. We should talk about week 13. We were in second place right behind Dirty Randy's Murder Boners. And there was a bunch of teams all within each other, all at 5-7 trying to make a playoff spot. And a bunch of us in the second, third, fourth were all in there as well.
Yeah.
And we're trying to hold on to the top 2 spots, get a bye going into the playoffs starting after week 14 for fantasy. And unfortunately, we're up against the freight train known as the Palmerino and his team because he beat us early in the season before we went on our 7-game win streak. And this is what it came down to. We should have beaten him, but we started Deshaun Watson over Geno Smith, which was a mistake. That's on us.
Yeah.
And then on top,
playing the Texans.
he was playing the Texans, coming out of his suspension, and Geno was at the Rams on the road versus a tough defense. So he decided to take a roller on Watson. He played like garbage. We still could have won our matchup. It all came down to Monday Night Football and Mike Evans. Mike Evans needed like less than 8 points. And Mike Evans, all he had to do was get a couple catches, couple yards. He ended up getting 4 catches for 59 yards. We needed 1 more yard. It wasn't even, we didn't even lose by a point. We lost by 1/10 of a point. We lost by 0.14. That is, it doesn't get any tighter. You get a half point for a catch. He could have gotten 1 more catch, tackled it at the scrimmage line, and we win. He could have gotten 1 more yard out of the 59 yards in the 4 catches, so we lost a heartbreaker, the closest loss of the season in our fantasy league versus fans. It was heartbreaking. I was screaming at the TV. It was very upsetting. So we ended up now, there's a 4-way tie for second. Dirty Randy Murders Boners, which is the greatest team name, stays in first. There's a 4-way tie for second in there. But because of points, Pop Haulers moves into second. We dropped to third. But we all have the same record. So it all comes down to this last week of fantasy football for the regular season. We're taking on Brandon Carter's team. He's trying to make a playoff push. He's currently got the last 6th spot. If we beat him, that may not bode so well for him. So it'll be all on the line going in because we'd love a bye going in to the playoffs for fantasy football. But hats off to Palmerino. Hats off to Pop Haulers for putting up a lot of points, moving into second. And Dirty Randy Murder Boners for remaining in first place. He's on an 8-game win streak. For more fun football content, follow us on Instagram at justabitoffside. Really appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy Week 14 football. Coming up, kickoff for Thursday Night Football is happening right away. Until next time, I'm Fish.
Get on.
See you again soon.
Peace.